Good day, Universes. My name is Levi, and I've got with me Mr. Barrett Bryant, and we're very, very excited to talk some Wednesday Webcam Weekly and just overall the game with you guys tonight. But before we do, Barrett, how's it going, bud?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Kind of last minute call away. You sent me a message yesterday, and I go, Levi, I absolutely am free on my Wednesday night. And why other than to cast some wonderful universes with you? I'm doing great, man.
He said, "Boy, look at the time." Yeah, this is gonna be awesome, man. We have a very, very, very action-packed triple round tournament for you guys tonight. But first, let's go back in time a little bit. Man, Gen Con, holy cow, biggest event so far of the season, probably of the year. Literally, could not have asked for a more exciting tournament. I was, of course, boots on the ground all week between our demo booth and our RLE. So I really, really got all the way in the trenches. But Barrett, how about you? Did you get to catch any of the action from home?
Sadly, I was working a lot, but the good news is that I have some wonderful teammates, and that did incredibly well on the weekend, which we'll kind of dive into in a little bit. I got to keep pretty much updated the entire weekend because so many friends, and as you said, this was one of the biggest events of the year, pretty much dating back to even like season one regional license exam levels. People coming out in flocks to play competitive universes, and I think that's exactly what we got. We got one of the most competitive and the most attended events of the year. So I got to read it all about it days later or even into Sunday, and I was blown away with not only the decks people were playing, what ended up making top cuts, and the symbol diversity that we had going into that event. And it was truly incredible.
Man, it was so awesome, Barrett, dude. Like our Legendary World Games put on such an amazing show. We had to conquer hurdles thick and thin all across the entire week, but they made the event go off without a hitch. They were so sick. Our players were amazing. We had 150 people come out for this event. It was fantastic, and you said it yourself best, Barrett. That diversity was insane. That top cut was crazy, right? Like we had a few Giros, of course, but then on the other hand, we got a pair of mimics. What the heck is up with that?
I incredibly here on the mimics, man. People have already talking about the character, the trigger transformations, the trigger asset cards. I know you've been talking up that card a lot every time, whether it's Webcam
cards
Weekly Wednesdays.
cards gas, bro.
It's incredible, and the fact that not two of them made top cuts. And if you're looking right here at the meta breakdown, not even one of the most represented characters in the entire event, and two of them making through top cuts. People knew about this character. People knew that this character was not something you could ignore, and here they are coming in straight into the top cut areas and doing quite a good showing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just goes to show that people are starting to pick up those lesser known characters, right? He did have a handful of them registered, right, with 7 Rappas, but seeing that character find his way into top cuts was also super exciting. And then just to see like this like pretty standard so far pie chart convert into such an interesting top cut bracket was really awesome. We had the overhauls, we had the Mirios, we had the Midoriyas, right? And they all kind of showed up one way or another. We didn't see Midoriya 4 top. I feel like he's the titan of him and Nejire are the titans of set 5. I think that are kind of lying in the wait. But I mean, Overhaul and Mirio doing their thing. Mirio seeing that big registered number, but then not quite seeing the conversion, I think is really awesome. People are starting to learn how to adapt and work around that character, as well as, this is a great segue for us, right? Playing characters that are really, really good against Mirio,
Mm-hmm.
Eraserhead.
Yeah, absolutely. We have an Eraserhead here in top. It's crazy enough, two unfun players playing against each other, and also the Eraserhead running into one of its historically worst matchups. This being kind of this in-person event, we saw the results from the webcam. We saw things that were going over in Oceania, but here we have Jiro once again coming back into our competitive format. It's a character you definitely cannot ignore, not just on this side, right? We also had an Air Jiro that also existed. I thought so, at least. No, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Another
we
good
had,
hero on the
yeah.
other end, but doing a completely different thing than what Mitchell Chimino's deck was even doing. 100%. We saw some old heads from the last format of season 4, Recovery Girl. Granted, they had to play against each other, but those characters that we've talked about in the past coming back into this event in full flock and still showing their stuff, making it all the way to top 4.
Yeah, there was just so many standouts, man. I am a huge Amajiki fan. I love seeing David Thomas come all the way into top 8, but that character, he didn't make it past top 16, but Carson's like 105 card Shoto 1 deck was actually insane. What a wild way to start our day. It was just a great competitive show. And of course, to see Mimic make it all the way to the finals and then Overhaul come out on top, snagging a win for both of our Clash deck characters. How sick is that, Barrett? How sick is that you can walk someone into a card shop and say, let's learn how to play Universes. Here's our 2 starter decks. They've both won an event.
Absolutely. The fact too is like you have to think back on Oceania having those 2 starter decks play against each other in the finals, and we had Mirio win that regional, and here we are coming right around the immediately following regional Lights exam being the other way around. We're gonna capture Ari and keep her this time because
Dude,
overall brought it on top in this event.
It was beautiful flavor back and forth, man. And just what a delightful blend of like surprises and also expectations at the same time. But like happy expectations and pleasant surprises, welcome surprises even. It was a great event. And then like on the other side of things, to dial the competitive notches down a bit, as far as our casual player base, Barrett, I wish you could have been at that demo booth with us all week. It was amazing. I was only there half the time, of course, because Saturday onwards, I had to whisk myself away to get behind the microphone. But being able to hang out with all of these potential new players at our demo booth, we had an insane amount of UGN signups, so many promos handed out. Our demo team was absolutely fantastic. All of them completely sacrificed every ounce of their vocal cords in order to get so many brand new people into this game. It's hard work, and everyone showed up in spades to do it. It's just a perfect top end and back end to the entire experience, man. It's hard to upplay Gen Con any more than it naturally does itself, but I still have to try and sing everyone's praises to some extent.
I 100% agree with you, Levi, and I do wish that I was there because those promos they were handing out look incredible. They get to show off the brand new art layout that we have moving forward with our game that we love oh so much. Showcasing immediately, I mean, if you haven't read the articles on uvsgames.com, go and check them out, especially the one with that art lead, because everything that was described in that article about giving us so much more room for this artwork, that is exactly what they showed us with those promos, and they looked phenomenal. People were sending me pictures. I already had seen them because they were revealed, but the fact that they in person with the foilings and the art change, incredible. I wish I was there, Levi, and yeah, it sounds like they needed some extra hands because they were working very hard. I would have loved to have been a part of that. On top of that, I think the fact is that Gen Con has a rich history with our game. You have to think all the way back from 2019 when they handed out the first ever My Hero promo character cards with those original demo decks. That is where we've gained so many people into this lovely community, whether you have fun memories from being at past Gen Cons all the way to the one this past weekend. And so I agree with you. We're going to gain so many more people coming in this game, and what a time to play. Exactly what you said with the starter decks and Undaunted Raid being, in my opinion, one of the most successful sets we've had since the game beginning.
It's just such a good time to get into the game, man. It's so exciting. It is so fantastic. And really just being at Gen Con and experiencing everything there was it really reminded me, right, of like what makes this community so special, what makes this game so special, and just what makes all these experiences so special. And that's like the players. That's the players and seeing the passion and just, like I said, getting in the trenches. But man, Barrett, time's ticking. It's time for us to get into the trenches. It's time for us to get into the mix like checks. We've got an awesome Wednesday Webcam Weekly lined up, so let Barrett and I bounce out of here real quick, go scour some deck lists, and line up something awesome to start the night off with, y'all. See you soon.